All right, so welcome back, people. On today's video, I want to discuss with you a topic that I seem to be getting asked a lot lately. And that topic is, which watch is the best value at the moment for the money? Now, the definition of value is different for everybody. What watch can I buy that is not ridiculously overpriced? It is well in the market and stable. And of course, you get a lot of watch for that dollar. And I mean, I hate to say this, but unfortunately, we're going to have to go with Rolex with that, you know? Unfortunately, there are other nice brands like Omega and Cartier and stuff like that that make a great product. But when it comes to value, meaning what can I put my money in right now and it will be somewhat safe so that later on when I decide to trade, my money's there. And that brand is Rolex. Now, 15 to 20 times, because people just ask me this question in person, when they've asked me, what model can I buy right now that is safe and I have a lot of value for the price? And the one that comes to my mind every single time would have to be the 116520 non-ceramic bezel Daytona. So stop right there and hit the subscribe link right now. So first off, I feel that the Daytona is one of the most beautiful models in the Rolex lineup. And when you compare it to the polarizing prices of the Pandas or the pre-gen Zenith models, I feel that the 116520 is in the sweet spot of value. Why? You're not paying so crazy over retail for this watch. You could pick one up right now, naked, no box and papers, in the high teens. I'm sure you could get one out there even for 15K, although the condition might not be stellar. And I feel that with Daytonas, the condition of the bezel is one of the most important things. But with this watch, now guys, before I continue, yes, I know we're talking about a $20,000 watch here. Trust me, I'm aware. I work hard for my money. I know that 20K is not a small amount of money. But then again, my channel is kind of based more on these more expensive watches. So I mean, if you're out there watching and you're frustrated by that amount, I want to just tell you, do not be frustrated. Be inspired and work harder. But yes, 20K I feel is that number where people ask me, what can I buy for 20K? And when I think about it, I'm like, well, you know, 20K is too little to get into a gold piece, depending on the model, of course. You can get a 36-day for that amount. But 20K for me is that number that can get you something really solid that's always going to be a heavy hitter. You walk in with a stainless steel Daytona, non-ceramic bezel, trust me, you're always going to be dressed for the occasion. You're always going to be looked upon like you have a great watch on your wrist. And let me tell you that as time passes, as much as I, yes, do love the Zeniths and the Pandas or the, blacked out ceramic bezel, I love the look of that steel bezel on the stainless steel. I understand that people always want to have the latest model, or sometimes they prefer the latest and greatest. But I feel that for the money, that is the model right now that has the most value. I can't really say that that's one of those watches that's going to go up. I don't really think so. It is the first generation when they finally did the in-house movement, the 4130 Daytona in-house movement, which caused many people like idiots back then to dump the Zenith movement. And now, look at that, the Zenith is worth more. They made that watch for a long time, and there's many of them out there. But I feel that for somebody that just wants to buy something and get, in the Daytona game and have a lot of value for the money, I think that the 116520 is probably going to be the best option of them all. I also feel that these watches are abundant because the demand for them are not as crazy as some of the other hype models. There's plenty of more to choose from in plenty of different prices. Some people like the white, some people like the black. I kind of like them both. I would have both if I could, personally. Prices are going to be, like I said, in the mid-teens to the high teens naked. If you want one full set, you know, the last gen right before it switched over with the blue lume, you're gonna be in the low 20s. You could find the new old stock one for the mid 20s, but personally, I would just go for something that's been pre-loved in the very low 20s with papers, with the new buckle. There's two generations, older buckle, new buckle. That's up to personal preference. Honestly, I prefer the new buckle, but both of them are great. Previous gen is obviously gonna be in the lower scale of the prices I mentioned. And then when you got the new buckle papers with the blue lume on the dial, for those of you that don't know, somewhere along the line, they're at the end, the last few, they changed the lume that glows from green to blue. That's gonna be where the premium is at. I think that for 21, 22, around there, worst case 23, you can get yourself the most stellar blue lume with papers 116520 in the world, and you're gonna have a lot of watch for the money. And if you want me to compare that for you, it's very simple. For 20K nowadays, it's kind of what the market is for a Pepsi. I mean, I like Pepsis, don't get me wrong. And I like lefties. And I like the Bruce Wayne too. I'd rather have a Daytona. So comment below what you think about the pre-ceramic Daytona. And if you like this video, like and share it. Also, subscribe to my goddamn YouTube channel.